That corner there where the lead work all meets, that's where the warm roof's going to come to. Look at the state of that. Can we just put that brick on there? That's terrible. So we'll take this out, what we're now and make a flip screen and put it across here. We have had our mass of posi joists. Start of the day, loads more cuts to put on top of this wall, and what we're doing is we're using offcuts of block. For example, when we did the cut blocks down here, if you remember, because it went on top of the footing, we had to cut so much off it. So rather than wasting them all, because they're all about 80mm cuts on a full block, so rather than wasting it all, what I've decided to do, turn this around a little bit, what I've decided to do is use them on top of this wall because, as we discussed in previous footage, we need to make sure this end is at 150. We're actually going to do 140 now, we've decided. Just so we've got a 10mm bed underneath the OSB board as it comes across to support it. Then we can always put a fixing through it as well, if we think it's needed. But if you think we're going to span from there to there, it's about 400mm. And it's not a floor, it is only a deck, a roof deck, so not a really massive deal. I've insulated in there all up to the top of the block, and that means now the joists go against that block, against that insulation, and then we infill with our 100mm Kingspan, or Celotex or whatever we use, PIR, in between the posi joists once they're installed. But we can't do that yet because obviously they're not here. Luke is up this end and he's doing his brickwork. So we'll run this all the way through to there, and then we have got to put a cut on this thermalite as well to this point, because don't forget these are going this way, these ones are going this way. We're leaving that side over there because we've got to diminish it all of it this way. We don't actually know yet what the cut's going to be on that end to nothing. We could try and measure it, but I've said there's really no point at all. We might as well work our way across. Then I can put the string line across the diminishing batten across the top of this one at the back and string line it across to make sure I get the right height on these, and then put the fern strips on this way. And then likewise I can measure from the corner back to there, measure the corners here, work out the height, and then start again on those joists that are here. Because the joists from, the joists from this corner here are going onto a steel within that kitchen area. We changed a bit of a plan because the architect's plans didn't quite match the structure of the house, did it, Luke?
No.
A bit different, wasn't it? The walls weren't where the plan said they were, so that caused a bit of trouble with the company that I used, but I say trouble. We sorted it within about half an hour of talking about it, so we've got to put steels in that roof line now, and then what we'll do then, we'll cut that roof back and we'll build brickwork, probably use these bricks once we do a demo on this, build it back up again and then put the roof back on, because we thought it'd be a real shame, because on the plans all that roof there, that picture roof, is all coming out. It's a warm roof all the way into that brickwork corner there. You can see where that horrible bit of downpipe comes out into the saw stack, which we are changing. And I've just said it'd be horrible, that looked terrible. If you do that, you're going to lose the character, because all the tiles match, all the bricks match. So, and behind that lean-to, inside that roof, they may have just used blocks, so therefore we'll all be in trouble then, because we won't get any of those bricks to match at all, which we already know because we've tried on the front. So we're going to use these, cut that back and then leave that pitch roof in. That'd be much nicer. And then run the warm roof in. That corner there where the lead work all meets, that's where the warm roof's going to come to, there or thereabouts. So it'll be that amount of brickwork there. We'll be, hopefully just come off that corner. But it will eliminate all that bit of a corner of lead, which looks okay, but it's not the best really.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. To be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Well, we've already started our day and there's a lot of things going on now, but we couldn't film this morning because it was chuck it down the rain. It's dried up now. So let's spin you around now, show you what we're doing today, and then I'll talk you through what we did yesterday on the time lapse. So the first thing you see from down here is we put the insulation on all the way to the top of the outer block that we did all the cuts for yesterday. That's covered over. I've got to put a few more blocks on the inside now, a bit like I started to do just there, look. But I realised I hadn't spoken to you from yesterday until today. So if I just quickly hop up here, that's all covered all over there, look now, and all the blocks are done the cuts on the inside and outside this side, because remember the joists are going from the camera away from camera, and then here they're going from there to over there on top of the wall that Luke's doing today. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. So I'll continue to put that on. You would have caught me in what was the lovely sunshine yesterday, putting the couple of half lap joints in along here. Under here somewhere. Where are they? Oh, there they are there, look. Putting that one in there and that one in over there, just to fill that in. That's now ready for the joists there. We've already talked about the fact we've got to put steels inside there, which we're going to not discuss any further because we're nowhere near that yet. You would have seen yesterday, finished you'd have seen from the light mainly, that it was the end of play yesterday. We did the 3 course of engineering yesterday.
Yes, we did, yeah.
3 course wanted yesterday to allow him to do today, put the 7 newtons on, because it wouldn't have held up to any more than a couple of course, would it? Because everything was quite wet, wasn't it?
I did them 3 though, them 2 over there. Well, I did them today, so it's happened.
Look at the state of that. Can we just put that brick on there? That's terrible.
Something's happened to them again, eh?
Something's happened to them. I think, I reckon some idiot has stood on them when they were putting the wall starters on. That's what I reckon's happened there.
Matt.
So guess who's put the wall starters on?
Matt.
No, it's me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Matt here, but he's upstairs plastering. So yeah, that's why I've just done that, and I completely forgot he'd done that, and I trod on it when I was doing this one.
Far from home, I'm traveling on. A broken heart I carry alone. Mistakes and regrets, I left them today. The big green mountains will take my pain away. Now it's alright, the river is singing his song, and I am here to sing along. Now it's alright, the river is singing his song, and I am here to sing along. Sing along. I won't stay where I don't belong. different kind of world. So there's no meaning on what we're told. Now it's alright. The river is singing his song, and I am here to sing along. Now it's alright. The river is singing his song, and I am here to sing along. To sing along. To sing along. To sing along. I wish I could stay here beside you in this moment. There's a future ahead of me, but the future can wait. I wish the time could stand. I wish the sun never goes down. There's a future ahead of us, but the future can wait. But the future can wait. One day we will look back and remember times like that. It will taste an even sweeter, but the past remains the past. But the past remains the past.
So it's the start of the new week. Last bit of footage you would have seen would have been a little bit of work that we did on Friday. Was the weather rubbish on Friday? It was, wasn't it?
All the best, was he?
No, it wasn't great, was it?
You're out singing again.
Huh?
Was you out singing again?
I was probably singing again, yeah. You know what? Let's just have a look. So we're within the last week now up to Christmas, and there's still plenty to do, and my enthusiasm's starting to wane a little bit now because the weather's rubbish. So I changed this lock. Bit of a pain that was. The other one must have been twisted anyway, so I faff with it, like I always do, faff with little things like this for too long. We got it done, new lock, we've all got keys, that's great. This is all locked up now because the blockwork's done it there, as you can see. What else did we do? Luke put the blockwork up out here, just putting the mix on now to carry on. Waiting for another delivery from MKM to come for a concrete box. We got enough thermal, so he's going to do that for now and take that up as high as we can. We've already discussed this. And then once the concrete's come, he continue with that. I started to dig this out and then had a phone call from the roofing company that delivering all of our vapour barrier, and ended up with a big conversation about warm roofs and how they should be constructed, which is odd, but very informative, so I'll let you know all about that once we start building it. I then broke a little bit of concrete off the top to bend that down, and the plan now is it will bend down further to give us a lovely sweep of soil stack once you break out the existing, which if you can't see it on screen is sort of sitting like that. That's the clay. So once we're ready to go, we can break that down and then run that up nice and smooth. So it's a nice transition from upstairs down the pipe into this one here to let the fell waste go away. What else did we do Friday? Did the block work? I changed that lock in there. Oh, I started messing with the manhole, didn't I?
Yes.
I took all the manhole up and had a look at that. Took all the sink out, took the wardrobe out, the cupboard out, in what is the old utility, in there to get that prepped. And that's just meaning we've got another job to drop onto if it's rubbish weather like today. Obviously got to cut all these pipes back. That's just covering the manhole now, so it's keeping that safe. So yeah, we've got stuff coming like the posi joists. We've got the steels coming for in there that we've talked about to carry the roof load. And then end of this week we'll all be singing Happy Christmas to everybody.
I hope you're singing now more because it will be more rain then.
It's meant to be lovely on Friday, isn't it? So that'd be nice if it finishes with a nice fresh sunny winter's day. That'd be nice to finish the week off.
Would be very nice.
But we'll see, won't we? We want to achieve a little bit more, don't we? Like get this up properly. We've got to get some more bricks, but we bought 120, and then we're just going to see how many we need because they're not cheap. So we just thought we'd get what we need and then finish up. But that's looking lovely. I'm liking that. And get this up ready for the roof. Right then. Tools for today's job. So you may have already seen, well you will have already seen, that there was next to no footage at all yesterday. In fact I don't think there was any at all. It rained all day. Some of us got soaked to the pants. Some of us didn't. Luke spent all day on the scaffold either side of this block wall that's below us now, getting that up to a point where all we've got to do now, once this roof comes off, hence doing it now because it's dry, is got to put a course of bricks through on either side and then put the wall plates on top ready for the trusses. So give it a sweep, we'll get the felt off, and then we can go for that, can't we?
You can.
We'll cut it across here for now.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Where's that wall? That's about here, isn't it? So if I cut it across here for now,
Yeah.
and then zip it around the edges, chuck that felt off. And keep the timber dry because it's important.
Very important.
It's my log burner. That's off then. And as I stand over here and upset the people about health and safety, I shouldn't do it really. I'm enticing comments and I'm standing here. But there we are. That's the kind of guy I am. Come off all right. It's just a little bit thicker around the edges, wasn't it? Where the tile was a bit thicker. But that's definitely the best method taking felt off when it's not stuck to the sarking boards. Get your big blade and then just cut through it at an angle. Cut it into pieces. And because it's a bit cold, it just folds in half and cracks then. One slight discovery, haven't we?
We have.
Slight discovery. Yeah. That there, I don't know whether there was a roof here before this was built, or whether it's been built like that, but that there, I don't know if you can see it, if I go and, again, balance myself over here, and use this as a pointing stick, that there, hopefully I'll be able to zoom in. Can you see that all right on the old camera there, Luke? Yeah. Okay. So that there is what fills up the sarking boards, which is like a 6x1, and it goes underneath there. So whether they've used that as the floorboard, built this on top, I don't know, because there is a steel there. So I'm reluctant at the minute to take these out in case it's kind of a little bit of weight. Yeah. So I shan't remove them.
We thought that was a brick structure, didn't we?
We thought it's brick, but it's not. You can tell by the Expomet. It's timber, and they've rendered out the top bit. Unfortunately, it's very, very bad. when we took the flashing off, this, well, you can see it, can't you? How soft it is. You can't do that with render if it's any good. Same's over there. It's just far too sandy. The mix isn't right.
You could do that with Max.
Yeah, well, yeah. Maybe Matt did this. I don't know. Is that your chisel stuck in the wall over there?
It is, yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that was for hooking the cable over,
Okay.
so I could build, put my thing on.
So anyway, we've done that now. We've cut all this off and we had a good tidy up. But we cut all the roof off now. And then now, if I spin this round, and I'm going to move this into a position in a minute so we can see better. We're now going to remove this, which is a bit of a glass lantern. It looks like it's been manufactured by somebody, and I don't mean a company, I mean just by people just using bits and putting it together. So we'll check this out. Then we'll remove all of this flat roof, which is currently above the utility, the old utility. And that enables us then to, the joists are going to come from that wall plate over there to where underneath the camera. And then the bit that I was just showing you, the joists go across this way, across that way. So we'll get some more demolition done. Wet start to the day, not as nice as yesterday. And as you can see, we're all cleared. We'll stand under here, underneath the scaffold. Hang on, is that any better? Yes, that's better. So we finished up getting this block work down. And this is now ready for us to break out that floor. Again, because it's a bit of a wet start, what we're doing now is Matt is just taking the course of bricks off the top of that doorway there to then enable us to bring our wall plate for this run of posi joists all the way across to this corner. And then what Luke's doing now is Luke is in there, I'll go around in a minute, but keeping out the rain. Luke is there, you can see taking the door out that was on the side there. That's got to be blocked up because we need to put the steel above that doorway, so that needs blocking up before we do that. So we're going to get the wall plates on. We've got the steels coming today for across there, underneath that house there, into the garage where we're currently residing with our tools, etc. So we've got the steels for there and the steels for across in here, which is going to carry this row of posi joists coming this way. So we're blocking this doorway up, because the weight has got to go on this doorway. So it's a good job we checked that, because look at the state of that. Just paneling, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just paneling.
Frame.
They're brick faced, almost like a timber frame type shed, aren't they?
Yeah.
So the steels are coming across, like I just said, off that wall's a bit there, behind the dust sheet, comes through, then there's a corridor here. So we've got to put 2 steels in which are going to sit, one a bit here and one a bit here. And then that'll carry the roof above and carry these posi just going this way. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah. You impressed with what I've done in here? Or the side of
I like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it, just to stop a bit of the dust. What we've used is I've got loads of these zip wall poles. Very, very good. You normally clip plastic into the top, and then you put the top back on and push it to the ceiling. Again, this is just to stop a little bit of dust transferring to there. The amount we've been doing with the multi-tool to take this plasterboard off, but and it stops a little bit of draft as well. But ultimately, within an hour and a half, 2 hours, this will all be blocked up, and we'll be back to where we were. But the door will be blocked in.
2 hours.
Just get the first 2 blocks down, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I'm on piecework. So yeah, that's where we are at the minute, and hopefully we're going to get a little bit better weather by 12 o'clock apparently, so we can get the wall plates on. Myself and Matt have been down there, breaking that out, more Matt than me. I've been fitting between the two really. Luke, I'll show you in a minute, he's been doing the block work. We've been putting the old brick ties on and putting the vertical damp up there. Again, it'll come clear when I show you in a second. And what we're doing now, before we get too high with that internal block work again, we are now setting the height from the wall plate, because we've got to set the top of the steel in there. That's right, is it, Luke?
Yes. Yeah.
So imagine we're going to run 2/4 of engineers across the top of the internal blocks in there now, and then once the steel goes on top. So in effect we've got 310 mil,
Yeah.
312, 152 mil steel, sat on top of the block.
Yep.
Blocks 150, the top of 2/4 of engineering is 150.
Yep.
That's right, isn't it?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So we've now got to find out what the wall plate height is, and then measure down, which we hope we're going to mark it on the wall over there, the white wall, and then tape down it and then tape back in again is our option. Can I have a look at that, mate? See if that works.
I think so.
And then we can, once we get our line, we can measure down then to get our ultimate 312 mil, which is what we require. Okay, so what we're saying now is that if we put this up here now, like that, okay, so that line there now represents top of wall plate, doesn't it?
Yep. Yep.
So if we now measure down from that, and what did we say? 300 and, so 2/4 of engineering's and our 152 steel, 312. We can just
Hang on. What?
I'll leave it, it's alright. So okay, sorry about that. I forgot to mention to Matt that I was actually talking. Because how's you going to know if I don't tell him? So what we've done now, we've put a mark on the wall, which is up there, which I sort of pointed to just. And that is now top of our wall plate. So if I now level from the block that we've already got across this wall now, put a mark on there like that. That now signifies the top of our block wall that we've got built at the moment. And then what we're saying is that we've got to come up, because that's top of steel, isn't it? Sorry, that's top of wall plate.
Yep.
That line is 2 course of engineering and steel.
Yep.
So that's where we need to be. We need to be this point with the block, don't we?
Yep.
So now we know that we've got to come up another 405 mil.
405 mil.
Yeah.
So we'll have one more course of blocks then.
Yeah.
And it will be either we can cut a block down.
Yeah.
Or we can put, because it won't work in gauge anyway. So.
No. Okay, so we've got 4. So hang on, let's work out maybe another way. It may be that we do an extra course of bricks or something. Let's just see. So from our wall at the moment now, mate, what we've got is, it wasn't 405, it was 305. My apologies, I burnt 100. Sorry, 305.
We've got 305.
Yeah. So what we've actually got there now, from the top of your existing block wall to our underside of wall plate, to top of wall plate, sorry,
Yeah.
is 615 mil. We've got 615, but don't forget that includes the bed on the wall plate as well.
Yeah.
Which we forgot to mark that on there. That's bed on wall plate and the wall plate thickness as well, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
Because you've just put it on top of wall plate, so we've got wall plate, bed. Then we've got 2 course of
2 course of engineering, 150.
yeah, 352. That's 44. So if we said 54, that's 54 mil is the wall plate and a 10 mil bed.
Right.
Yeah, which is 44 mil timber.
Yes.
Then we've got 152 steel, and then we've got 150 2 course of engineering, haven't we?
Yeah.
350, 302, 306, 356. So 356 is what we need now. 2 course of engineering's, the steel, wall plate and the bed.
From that mark up there, yeah?
Yeah, so if I just come try that again. So we should be right anyway on that, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
So from there, that's right, isn't it? 54 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so we need from there. That's what we need. We need 356, which is there.
Yeah.
And then at the moment, and then we've got left 255 mil.
255 mil.
Yeah. So that's a slither, isn't it? It's a slither of block, isn't it? That is.
Well, 225.
225, yeah. So it's 30 mil slither.
That we need underneath it.
Yeah. So we have to cut 2 blocks down, then, didn't we? Cut 2 blocks down, then to halve that.
Yeah.
Aren't we? Or
Or I just put them onto the bed.
what did I say we are? Sorry, excuse me. I'm chewing a sweet lemon sherbet.
Oh, you went for a lemon sherbet?
Yeah. Yeah, 255 mil. 255.
I've got to make up 25.
Yeah. It's a thick bed, that, isn't it? We could put the steel on metal shims.
We could shim it up, couldn't we?
We have got shims. We could metal shim it instead, couldn't we?
Then. Yeah.
Should we do that instead,
that's
rather than having
better.
to make your beds up?
Yeah.
We could make a little bit, 12 mil maybe,
Yeah, I'll make it a bit.
and then we can shim it, can't we?
shim the
Which
rest.
wouldn't hurt. It'd be nice to do that anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
So I'll
Well-
put one more course of blocks then, and then
One more course of blocks. Yes, one more course of block.
yeah,
A couple of mil bed, only a couple of mil though.
yeah,
And then we've got 2 course of engineering on top of that.
okay,
But what we can do is, yeah, what we'll do now is we'll actually work backwards. We can do that, can't we? Then we know what we got, just to make sure we've got enough. Okay, let's do that. I think we've all understood that. But we'll show you in a minute when we've done it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've understood it.
I'm glad you have. So continuing where we left off last night, in the dark, I got the cavity there insulated, as you can see, and then we're finishing the block work now. Started by obviously getting the mix on and getting this done. Rain's due to come, apparently, isn't it, Matt? It's going to come at some point, isn't it?
I think we had it last night.
I'd like to think so. It was biblical, the rain last night. And I come straight in and took this doorway out because we had a bit of a discovery. And let me show you. You can see that down there, look. That there is the concrete slab that this extension was sat on. You can see what they've done is they've put that doorway in and they've sat that doorway on top of the slab. Now we've got to break it out to get down to our level of this one. So we can't have that because that's got to carry structure. So what we're going to have to do, I took the doorway, as you can just see, take all this down because it is just against that wall, look. It's not tied in by the looks of it. So I'm going to take this out, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make a flitch beam and put it across here. And then what I can do then is I can put a stud work underneath this, down to the floor, on top of the what will be the screed, which means we can leave this open and screed all the way through. We've got to get another flitch beam in here, which I've already talked about, because we the design of the roof didn't cater for coming across here with this section in this boot room, so there's nothing to catch the beam. Bit of an oversight, but there we go, I'll accept that one. But it just means I've got to put another beam in, which isn't a massive deal anyway. Do another flitch beam, put it down the side of the saw pipe, so that'll catch potentially 4 rafters this way. And then the flitch beam across there will then replace what is the head of bricks there, which is in line with that, look. That's in line there, as you can see. We're going to run the wall plate all the way across there, but no, we're not. So what I've got to do first is work out my height of wall plate once it's installed. So I'm going to get the laser out, stick it on the wall plate behind me, and measure down the thickness of my timber. And then I'm going to try and get the wall plate then all the way across on top of the flitch beam and screw it to the top of it. So it's nice and secure. And like I said, there's going to be a structural stud underneath it anyway. I could plywood it one side as well. So almost like a racking wall, so I can do that. We'll crack on. Hopefully the rain will hold off for a few hours for us, and we'll get some more work done. Well, the skies are certainly a lot better this morning than they were yesterday. We actually stopped filming because it was torrential. I think you've already seen most of it, but we got the flitch beams up there. All we've got to do now is brick them in. We have packed them up on slate and tile, and then we'll just compo those in. We've got to take that nib and that nib down, and then that's our structure put back in to carry the roof. We made that up with 2 pieces of 8x2 C24, and then in the middle we've got some 18mm marine ply left over for when we made up our Youngerman boards. Then we continued and got more of the bricks and blocks done out here. Just put some kind of trim across there, but the door goes all the way to the steel lintel. And then we went across and got the lintel in there and finished the bricks up the top there. And the joists are coming today, so that'll be good to get that in. And then we're going to have a right tidy up because, as you can see, it's looking a bit of a tip again. So I'm going to get everything ready for when we come back. It's nice and clean, and we can crack straight on with the roof joists. Well, my apologies, I want to talk again, and we've shown you nothing. Done a few things. I put all my concrete screws in my wall plate now, only because when you start moving the joists around, it pushes the wall plates off, so I've done that. I've secured that one. We've secured that flitch beam to that wall plate, and that's all compounding, as you can see there. All the way around and all blocked in, look. And that's blocked in all the way around there. Luke has then gone ahead and put that in place as well. Just mixed up some concrete. We're going to put that around there. If you remember from me talking about it before, there's going to be a step here then as well. But that's now back to our downpipe as it was before. We have had our mass of posi joists. They're all delivered. A lot there, isn't there? This also includes our upstands as well. I've had all the upstands delivered, so I am going to make them, which is good. So now the plan is to get all these in an order and stack them somewhere else other than on the customer's drive so they can get the car back on. Well, we did exactly that. All the trusses are covered there, look. It's now 2026 and we are back after 2 snowy days, aren't we? Where we couldn't get into work. But we've got lots to do still. So we will see you next episode and you can see how we get on.
Happy New Year! Merry Christmas!
No, this is after New Year now. This is new.
Happy Easter! Mazel tov.
See you next week.